Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. The summer has been really busy. I mentioned that in some past videos, and then it was my birthday, so I've turned 30. I'm gonna do a goals check-in because of that at some point soon, but so that happened and got busy because Daniel and I were having a party, both celebrating our 30th birthday. And then I got sick, and then we went on holiday, and so yeah, it's just been a while since I had a chance to sit down and film a video. I wanted to start again with a shout out video. Before I took a hiatus, or sort of while I guess, Katie from Books and Things shouted me out, and a lot of people found my channel this way, so hello to all you new people, lovely to have you here. But that meant that I reached over 300 subscribers, and I'm actually close to 400 now, but I want to do a separate shout out video for that. But I wanted to shout out 3 other booktubers that have less than 500 subscribers, and that's what I'm doing today. And I'm starting with Alan Morton's channel. Alan and I are currently buddy reading The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer, so I thought this is a perfect opportunity to shout him out. I will link down below to all of the channels I shout out, obviously, as well as Katie's that I mentioned. Alan's channel is wonderful if you want intelligent, smart, well thought out, incredibly well spoken content that is also funny and delightful, actually. Alan is very well read, and he does a lot of regular content, so if you like that, he definitely hits the spot for you. He has several sort of series. He does tags on Tuesday, like a lot of people on BookTube do, but he also has something that he calls Wednesday Interlude, which he uses for author spotlights. I'm going to link an example of that down below, where he goes into detail into authors' lives, such as, I think he has done George Gissing, he's done Robert Louis Stevenson, he's done loads of authors. He goes into their lives, but he also talks about their works, and I always learn something new watching these, so I highly encourage you to check them out. He also does Thursday Thoughts, which he usually reserves for talking about things he's read, for web apps and TBRs as well. He does Friday Verse, so if you're into poetry, you should check those out. He exclusively reads poems by Robert William Service for those, and again, I will link an example down below. By now he does a lot of illustrations that match the poems, so he does a really great job with that as well. He has what is called Sunday Morning Meetup, which he uses for other series that he has. He currently is doing a series on 20th century British literature, so he has videos, I think, up until the 1980s. So he does a video on every decade. I will link down below to the first one, the 1900s. And what he does is he introduces one novel from each year, so 1900, 1901, 1902, and so on, and talks about what they are about. He sometimes also mentions other works that were published in the same year, so you get a great overview over British literature if that is what you're after. Like I said, he's also very funny. The tag I will link down below that he did Brian from Bookish's BookTube at the Gym tag. And he did a very cheeky version that was very non-sporty, but all the more hilarious, so I will link down below to that as well. So Alan is the first booktuber I wanted to shout out. He has over 300 subscribers. I'm not quite sure where he's at exactly. Somewhere between 300 and 400 for sure. But yeah, go check him out. He's absolutely delightful. The next booktuber I want to shout out is just as lovely as Alan. Her name is Meghan. It's Meghan Hanet. And if you're not subscribed to her, you should definitely change that. Meghan is an incredibly sweet and kind person. She's very smart and knowledgeable about the books she reads and the authors she reads from. She has some very interesting things on her channel that I will link down below as well. She has a series called All Things Anne that is about Lucy Maud Montgomery, and she does very different videos with that. She has one where she ranks all the Anne of Green Gables novels. She has one where she talks about different books she has by Lucy Maud Montgomery. My favorite in the series so far is the one that is with Lucy Maud Montgomery and her views on war, and that one is incredibly interesting. Meghan was also a very active participant in Jane Austen July. She has done quite a few videos on that. I will link down below to her Jane Austen July tag, because I think her answers were great, and also she talks about being possibly related to Jane Austen. And I asked her in the comments, and I think it is confirmed that she is some distant relative, so I think that is really cool. Some more things about Meghan that you might want to know is that she also is an actress. So she, for example, she has played Anne of Green Gables herself, which I think is awesome. And I think she's also very knowledgeable about the Bible, even though she hasn't talked that much about it. She has talked about some books of the Bible in the BookTube Top 10 Books tag that was created by Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse, and I will link down below to her version of the tag as well. And yeah, her enthusiasm and love for reading just shines through when she's talking about the books, so that's wonderful. So go check out Meghan. The last person I wanted to mention is Alexandra from A Lovely Jaunt that I discovered a few months ago. She is closer to 500 subscribers. She has, I think, at the moment around 450 or 460, and she does a lot of in-depth discussions of literature. So if you are looking for that, you should check out her channel. She doesn't do TBRs or wrap-ups or those, you know, booktube staples as such, but she does a lot of very interesting discussions. So recently she talked about the Iliad by Homer, and she did a video on the historical context of the Iliad. She did one on the mythical context. She talked about Hector in particular. I will link some of those videos down below. She's also done a series on The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte, and she's also done some videos on Victorian England, so I will link down below to some of those, because those are going to be the perfect preparation for Victober, I think. And she also has something that is called From YA to Classic Lit, where she talks about modern adaptations to classic literature. I don't think it's exclusively YA, because I know she has one video on Circe, and I haven't watched it, but I think it's about Madeline Miller's Circe, I'm assuming, and I think that's, I guess, more, it's not necessarily YA fiction. So she talks about modern adaptations in those, and yeah, she just doesn't go only surface level. If you really want to have in-depth discussion videos, you should go and check out Alexandra's channel. Yes! I still have to get back into the rhythm of things, obviously, but those are my 3 channel recommendations for today. And yeah, if I get to 400 subscribers, I am going to do another 4 shoutouts. But that's all I have for today, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!